My name is Chris Youngluth. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Toastmaster griddles. Right here we have a manual griddle, which you can tell from its control mechanism here. There's no numbers on it. It's simply an on and an off. So you can see that you have about 90 degrees of control on there. What's important to know about a manual griddle is that the operator is the thermostat. So you want to make sure that the customer who's buying this is aware of that. If they need any measure of temperature control, this is not the product for them. On the other hand, if you need high temperatures and the ability to deal with product that is not as temperature sensitive, thinking bacons or burgers sometimes, pancakes wouldn't be in that category, but hash browns would. So it gives you some opportunity to talk about the kind of product that's going to be meaningful to them. In this case, you have a griddle plate that is 3/4 of an inch thick. That is a lower cost than what you'll find on other products because of the less material, which is nice. But it also has recovery that's commensurate with what you get out of a manual griddle, which is high temperatures, and so it becomes less problematic for recovery because you're constantly feeding a high degree of heat. When you look at the griddle plate itself, the thicker the griddle plate, the better it is to meet that recovery need, because the more material you have, the more supplies to the cooking surface. So that's going to help you with your conversations about getting that speed of recovery back to the cooking surface. The other advantage to Toastmaster products is that you have thermostatic and manual product available. Now, a manual griddle, as I mentioned, doesn't have a thermostat, and that's the operator. But when you do have a thermostat, it's a modulating that's mounted on the bottom of the griddle plate. You wouldn't be able to see that, so I'll illustrate that with a picture that we have here. You have a probe that's mounted underneath the griddle surface, and therefore any temperature change that occurs on the surface here has to be read through all 3/4 of an inch of the griddle plate surface into the probe itself. That's perfectly fine, especially at a low cost point. It does cost less to mount a thermostat on the bottom. The problem becomes you're reading through 4 times as much material as you would on a griddle that has a probe that's mounted inside the griddle plate. It's important to recognize what that is by the spec sheet. It should tell you how this griddle thermostat is mounted. At a low cost point, this is a highly effective unit. It works great. The thermostat works fantastically well. It gives you a temperature swing of about plus or minus 40 degrees. When you talk about embedding a thermostat, that will bring that temperature down. So that's what's going to be important to your end user customers.